Lately, I've been thinking a lot about how quiet reading feels and the stillness that it brings inside, and how rare that quiet is or how rare that stillness is these days. There's a certain kind of silence that only reading can give you, and it's not just the absence of noise, it's the absence of demand. No one is trying to sell you something while you're trying to read. You're not being nudged to respond, to post, or to perform, or to react. It's just you and the words on the page. And that kind of quietness and stillness that you feel is very radical these days, when everything around us is designed to make us plug in, to react, to scroll, to refresh and repeat. Not doing that, not participating in that, is very radical. Reading asks us to do something different. Reading asks us to slow down, to sit with ideas, and to spend time with someone else's thoughts without interruption. In a culture that values speed, high visibility, and constant engagement, choosing to read, really read, is not just a habit, it's not just a hobby, it's not just a form of escapism. It's suddenly a very radical act. Reading deeply is resistance to noise culture. Algorithms push us to avoid risk, but books do the opposite. Books teach us to live with complexity, not run from it. Social media has a way of flattening ideas and breaking them down into things that fit into boxes very easily, into binaries, into one and two, into yes or no, into left or right, up or down. But books embrace ambiguity. Good literature resists easy answers and mirrors life's complexities and life's contradictions. Reading encourages patience with nuance and helps us get comfortable with being a little uncomfortable. Reading is a refusal to be spoon-fed someone else's ideas or someone else's conclusions or hot takes that are just misinformed or incredibly uninformed emotional reactions. Reading helps us remember who we are outside of the noise. Our daily lives are filled with distractions, with all this reaction-based content, responding to responses, but books create a kind of stillness within us and help us reconnect with our thoughts. Reading becomes a private, reflective space in a hyper-public world where everything is broadcast 24/7. Reading recenters our attention on what truly matters to us. In the end, I know reading won't fix everything. It won't erase the noise or dismantle the systems that keep pushing us to move faster, to consume more, to produce more, and to think less. But it will change the way that we move through the noise, and it will change the way that we see the world and how we choose to live in it. Because every book, every quiet hour spent turning pages is a small act of reclaiming your time, your imagination, and, most importantly, your mind. It's not flashy, it won't trend, and that's the point. That's where real resistance starts. Not in the loudest voice, but in the quiet decision to think for yourself.